There you go.
I don't want to breathe too heavy in it yet, though. Ready?
You got the hammer too.
Good morning, everybody. Morning, Joe. All in pink today. Very nice. I'd like to call the Forest Preserve Board of Commissioners meeting to order for Wednesday, February 11th. And if I could get Mr. Butler to say the Pledge of Allegiance and give us the invocation. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, who's going to there? Okay.
Well, I see Herb and Frankie aren't here, so I'm proud to be the third choice next to those two. So let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we give thanks to you for all the blessings that you've bestowed upon us, and we take serious your charge to take care of this planet and all that's within it. And we're happy to be part of this organization, the Forest Preserve, that works to do just that, to preserve our land and the animals within it. We ask that you help us in making decisions, that we think about our task that was given to us by you. And we ask that you help us to be strong and look past some of our own insecurities and our own, doubts, and listen to others. We ask this humbly in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. I'd like to do the introduction of news media. Today, we have our one and only Nick Ryer from the Farmers Weekly Review. Could we do a roll call, please?
Absolutely. So, Katie Dean Schlattman is absent. Van Dyne is present. Pretzel is absent. Butler is present. Newquist is present. Balich is present. Richmond, present. Oxley, present. Williams, present. Brooks is absent. Winfrey is present. Bullock is present. Logan is absent. Freeman is present. Revis, present. Mitchell, absent. Ortiz, absent. Berkowitz, present. Hickey, present. Costa, present. Trainier, present. President Ogala,
Here.
present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 16. 16 are present.
Next, we have the presentation of certificate of mailing and certificate of publication. Yeah, it's been placed on file. Okay, following, we have the approval of minutes from our January 8th meeting. Can I get a motion? Motion Balich, second Oxley. Roll call, please.
Thank you. This is for the minutes from January 8th. Van Dyne is a yes. Not here. Butler is a yes. Newquist, yes. Balich, yes. Richmond, yes. Oxley, yes. Williams, yes. Brooks, oh, sorry. Winfrey, yes. Bullock, Freeman is a yes. Revis, yes. Berkowitz is a yes. Hickey, yes. Costa, yes. Trainier, yes. President Ogala.
Yes,
That is 16 in the affirmative.
thank you. Motion passes. Following, we have the treasurer's report. Treasurer Julie Berkowitz.
Thank you. Good morning. Before I place the treasurer's report on file, I have a few comments. The January 31st, 2026 operating statements indicate that the district's corporate fund has collected $161,000 in revenue, which includes $84,000 in replacement taxes and $76,000 in licenses, permits, and other miscellaneous income. In January, the district expended $1.4 million from the corporate fund, the majority of which were related to personnel costs. Additionally, the district recorded the annual contribution of $400,000 to the retiree trust fund. Year-to-date, the district has a negative operating margin of approximately $1.2 million. If there are no questions, I will move to place the treasurer's report on file.
Motion Berkowitz, second Oxley. Previous Van Dyne. Second Winfrey. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Presentation of awards. We have a presentation today from the Nature Foundation of Will County. This group does such a great job. I mean, it's amazing the work that they do.
Good
Great.
morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me here today. My name is Tara Neff, and I am the Executive Director of the Nature Foundation of Will County. We are the Forest Preserve District's philanthropic partner, and our donors help fund the Forest Preserve District's priorities that protect nature, inspire discovery, and bring people and nature together. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the newest video on the Forest Preserve District's website. It features our very own Tracy Chapman and some previous executive directors that you may recognize as Nature Foundation board members. But it gives a testimony to leading up to our 100-year anniversary, all of the great things that we've been able to accomplish throughout time. And let's take it outside. We're providing $11,500 to the Forest Preserve District to provide prizes and incentives for the Preserve the Moment contest, Be a Trailblazer Challenge, and the district giveaways as part of the Route 66 Centennial Celebration that will be kicking off this spring. All of these activities help encourage people to visit new places, meet new people, and spend time in the preserves. All of these things help make people happy and healthy. The Forest Preserve District's Conservation Department was just honored with another award for their transformational work at Lockport Prairie in Romeoville. This area protects globally rare Dolomite prairie and provides critical habitat for federally endangered species. Congratulations on their recognition. The foundation's donors help the conservation team get more done, and that's why we're providing $9,200 to help them carry out prescribed burns at 2 sites, and another $5,000 that we received from Pembina Pipeline to get some basil barking done at the Four Rivers Environmental Education Center in Channahon. The foundation board also allocated over $8,000 to our Restore Will County Small Grant Program, which helps provide training tools, equipment, and supplies to the volunteer site stewards and the Natural Resources Department to help improve the preserves throughout the county. Our donors added $7,500 to the budget to help bring free, high-quality exhibits to the Forest Preserve District's visitor centers, like the Federal Duck Stamp exhibit at Plum Creek Nature Center, which is available through February 22nd, and I Am Not a Costume, the story exhibit at Isle of Cache Preserve and Museum, that's open through April 12th. In addition, we're also providing funds for the Isle of Cache Museum staff to purchase supplies and archival materials to support their museum collections. And this is just to celebrate our nation's 250th anniversary. The state of Illinois is launching Passport to Illinois. This will help visitors find the meaningful ways to connect to this historic milestone. And Isle of Cache Museum is one of over 60 monuments, museums, memorials, and historical markers featured in the Passport. Nature education. Learning is not just for kids. The Forest Preserve District gets visitors of all ages into nature and inspires them to learn more about it. That's why the foundation is providing $12,000 to sponsor Willie's Wilderness website, provide care for the animal ambassadors that inspire curiosity at the visitor centers. And we're also providing funds for staff to purchase additional supplies and equipment for those public education programs and nature education. And lastly, this is self-serving. It's February. Love is in the air. And if you haven't already, we know you will fall in love with ornate box turtles by the end of our Zoom program, featuring wildlife ecologist Becky Blankenship, who has been studying them since 2021. And she's going to be sharing a lot of information of her studies and how the data that she's collected over time helps inform the management decisions that the Forest Preserve District uses. So be sure to go online to the Forest Preserve District's website, register to get the Zoom link, and check it out. We'll be back in May to highlight more of the ways the foundation is helping to support the Forest Preserve District. And with that, I'd like to present a check for $45,200 to the Forest Preserve District Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
Such amazing work you guys do. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tara, for that great presentation and all the work you guys do. We appreciate it. Moving on to petitions from the public. Do we have any petitions from the public? Any petitions from the public? No petitions from the public today. Okay, moving on to Finance Committee Chair Newquist.
Good morning, everybody. First up this morning is our schedule of bills for $1,669,679.01, and I so move.
Move Newquist. Second Winfrey. Previous Oxley.
We need a roll call.
A roll call?
Maybe not.
Do you want a roll call?
I just was wondering if we needed one.
We don't need a roll call. No,
Okay.
yeah. Second Hickey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, next up under new business, we have one item, an award of contract in the amount of $178,587.30 to Arneson Oil Company of Sheridan, Illinois for the 2026 vehicle fuel contract. The committee recommended 7-0, approval 7-0, and I so move.
Move Newquist, second Berkowitz. Previous Winfrey, second Oxley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
We have a number of reports on file today. The quarterly cash and investment report, Forest Preserve annual grant and sponsorship report, the quote approval report, and the annual small business initiative report. I would just ask that everyone take a look at those if you haven't already. That is all that I have. Our next meeting date is Thursday, March 5th, immediately following the Operations Committee meeting, but no earlier than 9:15 a.m. here at the Will County Office Building. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. Next, we move to Operations Committee. Chair is David Oxley, and I just want to mention that following his business, we will have a presentation from our police department. Mr. Oxley.
Thank you. Today we have under business award of contract to Natural Resource Management of Beecher for environmental. There's a list of the whole thing. The committee recommendation was 8-0, so we need a motion to approve that.
Would you like to make that motion?
But
Or you have to.
you
read
either
them?
have to, I would ask whoever makes the motion, read it. if that's what you're going to do. Somebody needs to read it out
You need
loud
to
so we know
I'll
what the
read it
motion
then.
is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The award of contract to Natural Resource Management, Inc. of Beecher, Illinois, HGS LLC, doing business as RES Environmental Operations Company of Chicago, Integrated Lakes Management, Inc. of Waukegan, Illinois, Tallgrass Restoration LLC of Schaumburg, Illinois, Davy Resource Group, Inc. of Elmhurst, Illinois, and NCAP, Inc. of DeKalb, Illinois, for professional habitat enhancement and ecological management services. And I recommend approval of this.
And so Oxley, are you making a motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Motion by Oxley, second by Trainier. Previous Berkowitz, second Richmond. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next, we have an award of contract to Sourcewell Contract 060624 BTO to Vertosoft for OpenGov software and implementation services. And I make a motion to approve.
Moved by Oxley, second Balich.
Discussion. Right?
Discussion, Revis, go ahead.
This question is for the executive director. I read through the report as best I could. I was able to ascertain this is going to be a $371,000 move, and it's based on the fact that our software isn't keeping up with our needs, specifically around the grants and the money coming in and out from grants and awards. Can you explain a little bit more how this company will help with that?
Yeah, so this company is going to streamline a lot of that manual input and eliminate a lot of duplication. It also is going to increase our ability to collect payments. So as we are enforcing our fees and other, our fee schedule and other payments, we are having a hard time collecting some of those payments. So inputting all of it electronically and not manually inputting it constantly is going to be, it's going to help us receive those payments easier.
And I know we have the gift shop at one of the preserves. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but would this also include like point of sale services for them?
No, our current ActiveNet system does point of sale at several of our facilities.
And they're going to be able to work together between this software and that software?
Correct. This is implementation phase, and the next step is they'll be able to talk to each other.
Okay. So is there going to be another fee that we'll have to pay beyond the implementation phase, or is this just that first part of the
This
document?
is,
Sorry.
so this is implementation, so it's a 3-year contract. So this first year is going to be taking all of the data and putting it into the system, and then the next years will be utilizing the system, and then we'll be able to combine the systems together. We currently do a lot of manual input and a lot of duplication. We also are hesitant we have a part-time position in the finance department that we aren't going to hire because this is going to eliminate that.
Oh, okay. And now my other question would be, in 2028, I saw when this agreement ends. So does that mean we'll have to re-up with this same company for a new,
Just the annual
Right.
fee.
just their annual fee? What is that annual fee now?
So the annual fees will be a little about $89,000 is what it is the first year, and I think it goes up. There's a increase each year.
Okay. So in 2028, we'll just be paying the $89,000 fee
Correct.
or whatever it is at that point for their company.
Correct. There is the one-time cost is the 100, that Tracy was mentioning, the implementation costs are about $120,000, but that's a one-time fee that won't be repeated.
And the software we're using now, do we pay an annual fee for that software?
We do pay an annual fee for that. It's a little less than 30,000, but it only has one piece of like Tracy mentioned, there are several things that we're doing manually and outside the system. Right now, like she mentioned, there's a lot of duplicate work, especially around invoicing, where our planning and our conservation staff, who are the technical people who we want to be out in the field, they are spending time entering invoices and all of those things in a Access database that then is also then duplicated entry when it comes up to the finance department for payment, because the two systems don't talk to each other. So this system will allow us to bring those two pieces together, the capital planning and the accounts payable, so that it's more seamless. It also allows us, like Tracy mentioned, to do better revenue collection and allow for people to potentially make payments for permits online.
And then my last question would be, so like, it is possible that with these efficiencies that we create, it could be easier for us to do something like, like a 5K where we have a group come in and pay us to use a preserve for like a 5K, that maybe the payment or the payment collection, if we were to get to that point, could be a little bit easier with a software like this.
Our current process for the 5Ks that we have on the preserves is through ActiveNet. We don't have an issue collecting those fees because the event can't happen until they pay the fee. We have more of an issue collecting SUP fees from other organizations that are doing other services on the property.
Can you give me one example of those?
Collecting a tree fee schedule from a municipality.
Okay. Thank you. I think this is good. I think I'm going to support this just based on the information provided.
Great questions, Mark. Thank you. So can I get a second, previous roll, please? Previous Revis, second Berkowitz, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
So we have reports. The first one is the Forest Reserve District of Will County 2025 Annual ADA Transition Plan Report, which everyone should have a copy of this on their desk. It's a very nice brochure. It explains a lot of different things. Do we need a motion on that or just
No.
nothing? And next we have the 2025 Annual Vandalism Report. Who has,
Why don't you just list all the reports and then we'll have
yes, I don't have that with me. I'm sorry.
no, that's okay.
Okay,
It's all
and then-
attached.
Dave has the annual ordinance ticket report for Director of Law Enforcement, Dave Barrios' presentation.
Okay. And you're up.
That's quick. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me today. My name is Dave Barrios. I'm the Deputy Chief and Director of Law Enforcement for the Police Department. So today I'm going to go brief overview about our police department and the role we play within the district. So in 1981, the Board of Commissioners approved a resolution to establish a police department to enforce the district's general use ordinance. The police department's mission is to safeguard the visitors, employees, and properties of the Forest Preserve District of Will County. Protections of properties include the district's natural and cultural resources and its wildlife. Forest Preserve officers patrol the district's 80 preserves, which include 11 Illinois nature preserves, which holds almost 24,000 acres protected land throughout Will County. This includes regular patrols on 135 miles of trails, 6 facilities, picnic shelters, dog parks, campgrounds, fishing and boating areas, as well as remote and hard-to-reach access areas. Forest Preserve police officers are trained in Illinois state-certified law enforcement professionals with full arrest powers. We utilize full and part-time officers to carry out our police duties. Our officers complete hundreds of hour training every year, which exceeds the minimum amount of training set by the Illinois Safety Act and the Illinois Trainings and Standards Board. Some of the training includes scenario-based role-playing to improve use of force, de-escalation, and high-risk traffic stop techniques. Other topics include our duty to intervene, render aid, mental health response, and crisis intervention and officer safety techniques. Our officers investigate and handle complaints, issue citations, and solve law enforcement problems in the preserves. These include felonies, misdemeanor arrests, as well as warrant arrest. We enforce state and district ordinances in addition to conservation laws. Our officers also perform multiple ancillary duties such as canine handler, field training officer, juvenile officer, basic investigations, ATV trainer, conservation officers, and firearm instructors. Our police are also trained in conservation and environmental law enforcement. Additionally, the Forest Bureau oversees and administers the district's deer management program. And as of last week, the deer management program successfully completed another season. So this is the district's 15th deer management season. We had 19 volunteers participated and assisted our staff by donating 1,088 hours of the time to the program to help us. The team called at 8 preserves throughout the county, taking 293 deer out of these areas, which should produce over 11,000 pounds of ground venison that will be distributed to needy families through the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Which slide? There we go. The police department created zone iterated patrolling, ZIP zones. That's the picture up there of our police zones to ensure the district's preserves were covered efficiently. Officers are assigned responsibility for specific areas of patrol throughout the districts. Officers and sergeants make contacts with preserve visitors, neighbors, and police agencies within their zones and makes themselves available for public meetings. ZIP officers build rapport, which increase neighborhood involvement and public safety. There's up there, we split the county into 6 police zones, and our officers are responsible for each zone. And that's when we get our calls for service, they get directed to those officers in those areas. Our officers patrol via their police vehicles, on foot, ATVs, bike, boat, snowmobile, and 4x4 vehicles to reach these remote areas. In July 2024, the police department, we launched a directed patrol initiative assigning officers monthly patrols in addition to their regular duties to target a specific violation. Key benefits of this directed patrols included increased visibility and public contact, fostering safety and trust, reduced ATV violations, enforcement of our after-use ordinations violations, deterred narcotic and illicit activity, enhanced our officers' knowledge of the patrol zip zones, positive interactions with the public, and engagement of off-road vehicles and identification of these tree stands on private lands. Public education on trail rules, boating safety, and fishing regulations were also conducted by our officers. We also deterred burglary of motor vehicles. In 2024, we had 36 burglary of motor vehicles reported to us. In 2025, in 2024 and 25, we had 11, which is a reduction of 69% due to being fully staffed, our directed patrols, public awareness, and education. As you guys saw last month, our Junk in the Trunk video also. So one of the highlights that I see coming out of this was all our full-time officers were certified as bike patrol officers. So these officers were able to log 129 bike patrols, spending 42 hours on their bicycles during the summer months, riding a total of 277 miles and making 854 public contacts while out with our preserve users on the trail systems. Crime happens. Yes, it does. Over the past 3 years, the Forest Preserve Police Department has seen a steady increase in major criminal investigations in both volume and complexity. From 2023 to 25, we had 15 major investigations, 400 plus investigative hours were completed in addition to our daily patrol duties. These cases included murder, criminal sexual assault, shots fired, burglary, firearms-related incidents, death investigations, animal abandonment, arson-related incidents, and multi-jurisdictional felony cases. Several investigations resulted in felony indictments, convictions, restitution to the district, firearm removals for public safety, and coordinated prosecutions with county, state, and federal partners. Importantly, all investigative work is completed in addition to our daily patrol responsibilities, which includes preserve access control, proactive patrols, facility checks, special details, bike and ATV patrols, and our calls for service. This investigative workload underscores the need for a fully staffed professional police department dedicated to protecting the Forest Preserve District's people, property, and natural resources. Our police work along with and train with local EMA, Illinois Conservation Police, U.S. Forest Service Police at Medewa National Tallgrass Prairie, and search and rescue groups. So having this countywide jurisdiction allows us to provide assistance to state, county, and local law enforcement entities. We also have mutual aid agreements with ILEAS, which is our Illinois Law Enforcement Alarm System, Will Grundy Major Crimes Task Force, and the Will County Sheriff's SWAT Unit. We also have memberships in the Will County Chiefs Association, Illinois Chiefs Association, International Chiefs Association, Illinois Park Law Enforcement Association, NEMERT, which is our Northeast Multi-Regional Training, and our Tri-River Training, where we receive most of our police training through. In 2025, officers recorded 3,463 contacts and or incidents on our body-worn cameras to ensure accountability in public spaces. Our computer-aided dispatch, which is our CAD system, shows that more than 11,600 additional patrol activities, including extra patrols, foot, bike patrols, building checks, details, and special assignments were initiated in 2025. Throughout the year, we handled over 1,500 calls for service, resulting in a total of 14,645 CAD incidents. And this is up from the previous year, 2024, which we had around 13,584. Within our police records system, report system, we had 269 case reports that were generated for reports in 2025, not including the numerous supplemental and follow-up reports associated with many cases. Several officers were also assigned additional investigative responsibilities, and their extensive follow-up work behind the scenes reflects a strong commitment to thoroughly investigating these cases. And to come to enforcement also, we have forward citation enforcement options. We have the written warning, we have the O-ticket, local citation, and state citations. O-tickets, which allow offenders to avoid court by paying the Forest Preserve directly, are used for offenses such as dogs off the leash, after-hours use, no permits, parking violations, and other such listed in our Ordinance 124. O-tickets are used to reduce criminal activity by modifying unwanted behavior in the forest preserves. And like the report stated, the annual ticket and summons report is listed in your packet. Coming out of that, our officers issued 740 citations, and the district received over $34,000 from O-ticket and circuit court payments. Officers also issued 278 summons, which is an increase from 13% from 2024. Forest Preserve police officers are ambassadors to the public. We build rapport, police provide directions, and improve preserve user experience. Safety remains the police department's #1 priority. Therefore, the police department carry out several safety initiatives district-wide. We implement trail safety days throughout the fair weather seasons on our busy trail systems and preserves. Our trail safety days focus on public awareness, education, and bike safety checks. Officers discuss trail etiquette, district information and events, bicyclist speed, trail safety, and gives us an opportunity to provide visitors with a contact number to contact us to report any issues or suspicious activity to police. We also participate in community engagement activities that include parades, touch-a-trucks, school visits. We do job fairs. We also organize our own crime prevention and safety activities. We recruit citizens assistance through the Forest Preserve Volunteer Trail Sentinel Program, where volunteers provide an extra set of eyes and ears to us while in the forest preserves. Our Trail Sentinels log over 1,000 hours a year performing site monitoring for our police department. So in 2025, we had 65 active volunteers who contributed 1,603 hours for the police department. We love our volunteers. Now, we continue to support the district and programs by implementing operational plans, which we enhance security and presence at our district events. We hosted National Night Out at Moni Reservoir last August, welcoming over 250 attendees. The police department collaborates with adjoining forest districts and park districts to enhance mental health awareness and response to individuals we encounter in the preserves. The police department promotes and implemented the Operation Disrupt campaign back in 2019 to raise awareness about teen suicide. Our department also works hand in hand with numerous organizations that specialize in aid and unhoused individuals we encounter in our forest preserves. We also carry out our own initiatives, such as supporting and participating in the Special Olympics of Illinois. We do the polar plunge, the plane pull, the torch run, cop on the rooftop, and responders for kids. In 2025, we raised over $12,000 for Special Olympics. And be mind you, this is all done on the officers and staff own time that they donate to support a great cause. So why does this all matter? Our forest preserves are key assets in Will County requiring specialized dedicated protection. The Forest Preserve Police Department provides a vital role in safety, conservation, and community trust. The police department supports every department within the district to help protect and enhance Will County natural and cultural resources for the benefit of current and future generations. So the Forest Preserve Police Department, we protect people, protect the land, protect the district investments. This work ensures preserves remain safe, accessible, and protected now for future generations. So I thank you for your time and your support of the Forest Preserve District. And if there's any questions or feedback, I could take those now.
Yeah. Mr. Van Dyne?
Thank you, President.
Yes.
Chief, you had mentioned that the burglary to the motor vehicles has reduced by 69%. Can you again briefly describe the reason for that? And then I have a follow-up question.
So like I said, we saw an increase in 2024. So we had 36 of them. And, you know, of course, it bothers us. You know, people are out there, they want to enjoy the preserves, and their car gets broken into because they may be miles into the woods somewhere on the trail system. They come back, broken window, which leads to, you know, stolen purses, stolen laptops, equipment and stuff. So it's a burden on them. So we made little actually cell phone trail safety cards we hand out. So officers, while they're on their patrols, they'll even look in people's cars. Oh, there's a purse out there. I'm going to wait for the person to come back. I'll tell them, hey, maybe in the future, keep your junk in the trunk or leave it at home. Then we have little cards we hand out with trail safety rules and stuff like that. So I think out there doing that, being proactive, educating people too, because I know people, we've seen that they're so in a hurry just to get out in the preserve and go for their runs and stuff like that. They don't take the time to be aware of their surroundings and to just take a second just to make sure everything's out of sight and locked up. So I think out there talking to people like that, I think people, and like I said, junk in the trunk video, it, you know, raise more awareness. So
Education.
and education.
Yeah, very good.
So,
And I don't remember, do we use the Flock camera system or did we go to
Yes,
Motorola?
we have the flock.
Okay. My question is, has that assist you in any way, shape or form?
Yes, our officers, yes, we do have some type of follow-ups for the motor vehicles. If it's sort of preserves, we do have the flock cameras at. We're able to try to get a time frame on when it happened and see what vehicles came in and out. But the thing with motor vehicles, people who are coming in there to commit these crimes of opportunity, they're usually in a stolen vehicle, stolen license plates. So we'll get a description, we'll get the plate on flock, but then we try to run it through our leads and it's come back stolen or something else. So we also go off of people's, if they get their credit card stolen, we will follow up. If it's used at a gas station or a bank or something, or ATM, we'll try to go and get video photos and stuff like that to help our investigations. But
Thank you so much for your
yeah, no
answers.
problem. Thank you.
Commissioner Ternier?
I have a couple questions, but David, I think I might be best to just ask you individually and not on the record. But, and then Tracy, on the ADA transition report, I wanted to ask about who I should speak to find out what was going on at Wallen Lake, that we had to do some more work there. And I'm just wondering if there's still more work we need to do in all of our preserves, or are we finally at a completion? Because I know we started this like in '09.
Correct. We started this, I believe, in '08, maybe.
Maybe.
But no, there are a list at the end of the report of future projects that we're going to be working on for the ADA transition.
I'm on the wrong page then, maybe because I'm
I
on
think
the
that-
report and the last page was this year, but I know there's 2 attachments here, so maybe it's on the staff report. I'll take.
And
a
you can
look.
talk to Colleen about future
Okay, I
items.
wondered who it was. Colleen. Okay, thank you.
But yeah, on the last page, 8 of 8, I'm showing the 2026 list of deficiencies that we're going to work on. And
Oh, you know what? I thought that was already done this year.
no, those are
Yeah,
the.
I got you. Those are ongoing ones still. Okay.
And I would highlight that this brochure that's on your table is just highlighting our accessibility inclusion for all items that we have in the preserves already.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I totally misread that. It does say planned. I thought these were the ones we already did, and you guys were really moving fast this year. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Newquist?
Thank you. So this question's for the chief. How do you guys handle the really isolated areas? Like, just to give you an example, Thorn Creek Nature Preserve is one of my favorite places. I was so excited that the Forest Preserve took that over, but it's really isolated when you're walking back there. And the best part about it is that there's never anybody there. But kind of the scary part about it is there's never anybody there. So I was just wondering how that was managed. Not that there's been any incidents there that I'm aware of.
Well, sometimes criminals like those remote areas too to do things. And we, like I said, when I mentioned our directed patrols, we have our officers in their zip zones that you showed up there, especially out of Eastern Will County. We say, get out of the car, walk your areas, walk the boundaries. We have our mapping system on our phone to all our forest boundaries. Get out there, walk, because that when we walk in these places, we find the tree stands, we find people doing illegal grows, marijuana grows and stuff like that out there. So we get our officers out there by use of our ATVs. We have all-wheel drive vehicles, our pickup trucks and stuff like that. We get to the remote locations and just out there, because a lot of times our officers stumble across people picking mushrooms or doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing. So, but yeah, we try to give more attention to the Eastern Will County as well. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Commissioner Revis?
Thank you. I thought the presentation was great, but I did have a question. You had mentioned there was like a group for like helping homelessness that we work with or we partner with, and then you listed a couple others like the Will Grundy Major Crimes Task Force. Could you list those off again if you're able to, or just rattle
So
a few from memory?
So a bunch of organizations, when you talk about the unhoused individuals, so we get a lot of unhoused individuals camping in our forest, where we'll get calls off our trail systems and stuff like that. So when our officers encounter these subjects out there, first we educate them on our ordinance, say, hey, you can't be there. We give them time to get their property off everything. And we also provide a directory of resources. So, and just mostly our officers, because a lot of times you want to help, they need help. A lot of times there are mental health issues, crisis going on and stuff like that. So we have directory of resources, usually a pamphlet we hand out to them if they want to take it. Some people, they don't want any help. Some people, if they do. And we have a couple of success stories where we actually work with a family advocate center. They actually come out and would take them to get treatment, get them IDs, provide them food, and help with insurance and medical stuff like that.
So is there a
So-
financial obligation that we make with that, or is that just like a free?
No, just a free is all, yeah. Like we go through like the health department and stuff like that, and
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you, and I appreciate the information.
no problem.
Thank you. Member Berkowitz?
Thank you. So we recently went to the Illinois Parks conference and took some incredible courses. This year was really, they have really improved and added to the sessions there. I was quite impressed. And they expanded in the areas of enforcement and public safety. And a couple of the sessions that I attended dealt with the protests, the mob events, and the things that are occurring much more frequently. And apparently that the season for those things are beginning to ramp up, which I was really shocked to hear. I learned that you spend a lot of time to plan and to create policies regarding this public safety issue. But what I wanted to share with you was that, again, I received a lot of accolades and a lot of appreciation from, for example, Chief Schindelbeck with the Naperville Parks District. Having been in my district for many, many years, I've seen the collaboration and I've seen some of the challenges you've had. And I'm very, very pleased and very happy to see that relationship continue. They are grateful, and we in turn are very grateful for that. So a lot of people don't recognize that or don't understand that all these things are happening in the background, and you do such a good job that they don't need to know. So thank you for that.
We don't want any crime, but it's unfortunately it happens.
I wanted to share that message, so
Thank you.
keep up the
Appreciate
good
it.
work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any other questions? No, thank you so much for that presentation. It was extremely informative. And I mean, usually when I go, I just see police officers patrolling. You don't know everything that goes on behind the scenes. So it's very interesting to know what gets done and how you guys are active and also being volunteers, which is amazing and great. Thank you. Okay, do you want to finish up?
Certainly. So on the vandalism report for 2025, we had 36 incidents of vandalism, fly dumping, thefts, and accidents. Total loss at 18 district sites, total of $13,620 to repair. That includes material, labor, equipment, contract repairs. Represents a 7.7% decline from 24, the total number of incidents, and 170% increase from 24 in total cost. Hamel Woods recorded the highest number of incidents, 6 total. Old Plank Trail recorded a total of 5. Both locations have been a direct result of vandalism. Black Walnut Creek Preserve recorded the highest cost, totaling $9,384. That is it.
Next meeting?
Oh, the next meeting is Thursday, March 5th, 9 a.m. in this room at 302 North Chicago Street.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we move on to the ad hoc committee, which is Member Brooks. He's not here today. Well, there was no meeting, so we don't have a report today for that. We do not have executive session. And do we have any comments by the public? Any comments by the public? No comments by the public. Comments by the executive director. Tracy?
Yeah, so Executive Director Tara Neff mentioned the federal duck stamp exhibit that's at Plum Creek Nature Center. Currently, it is there until February 22nd. Again, hosted by the Nature Foundation of Will County. A couple other items that we have, there's a trail club. It's meeting today at Lake Renwick from 3 to 4. And in March, it'll be meeting at Lake Renwick at 9 a.m. on Saturdays. And then, as Dave mentioned, the police department participates in the Polar Plunge every year, and that is coming up on March 14th at the Braidwood Rec Club. And you can sponsor us or you can plunge with us. It'll be a great day. So come on out and support the cause. Thank you.
Will you be plunging with them?
Absolutely. And Lisa's going to plunge with us this year.
Are you guys?
Yes.
That's fabulous.
It's on record. You have to do it.
Polar plunge.
I don't know that she was excited or not. Right? That's very brave. Appreciate you guys doing that. So if you can make sure you send an email with the information on how to donate, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Comments by commissioners. Oh, we're going to start with Secretary Micah Freeman.
Hi, guys. So as Julie mentioned, as Member Berkowitz mentioned, we did go to the IAPD conference. There was only 4 of us that went this year. The opening speaker was a gentleman by the name of Joe Fingerhut. And it was an amazing opening session. His whole comment was, how can I? We should focus on how can I and focus on the possibilities instead of saying I can't. He dealt with 3 G's, grit, grace, and gratitude. He rode a unicycle on stage. And he's like, if I can do this on stage, you can do anything. He taught English in Japan, saying, if I can teach English in Japan with no education background, we can. So it was uplifting. It was encouraging. And then we attended the winter meeting for the IACFPD, where we were provided with some legislative updates. On Friday, I attended both Legislative 1 and 2. Legislative 1 was with the IAPD's legal Jason Anselment, my daughter Mara, who is the lobbyist for IAPD, and Dirk Price with Ansel Glink. There was a lot of bills that are now public acts. They talked about how FOIA has changed, how they have lifted the bidding price for forest preserves. E-bikes is going to be a conversation. There is legislative out there that is going to be trying to talk about what is considered a bike. And at its first go around, believe it or not, a 4-wheeler was considered a bike. So was a Barbie Jeep. So they're working on this. Yep. And also sesame seeds have been added to the list of allergens. So I did download those because there is a lot. The awards luncheon, I do have to make a note that Plainfield Park District's President Bill Toman is now on the IAPD's Board of Trustees. It was kind of exciting. Of course, there was the exhibit hall where I had a very fascinating time and had a conversation with Adam about solar covered benches with charge ports. It was kind of neat. I think some of my favorite was the Forest Preserve Roundtable. They put us with a bunch of different commissioners from it was ran by DuPage Forest Preserve, and we made lists. We made lists about our challenges, how we encourage the underrepresented areas, new audiences, how we integrate climate resiliency. There was a whole list. And every 3 minutes, they had you moving to a new one with new people. So you got to meet a lot of people. The closing was a comedian by Jan McInnes. And I kept thinking at some point she's going to stop being a comedian and actually be serious. But she just kept being funny the whole time through. And basically, as she was saying, change causes fear. And change takes a lot of energy. So let's make it fun, break the tension. And then I attended the commissioners in a conversation, and it was a panel of Forest Preserve presidents and executive directors, and was talking about what their roles are and how we can do better at teaching newly elected or hired people for our forest preserves and park districts on their roles so that you're not overreaching anywhere. I also learned that Peoria has the oldest park district in the state. I didn't know that. Then I went to planning for the future, a county board membership's role in strategies and master planning. And that was, again, very interesting. It had 5 steps and a comprehensive plan. And I thought of Member Williams. You have discovery, engagement, analyst, visioning, and final plan. It's a long process and it takes a lot of money too. I learned that. And then you have, my last one that I went to was, you really should read your board policy manual and keep it updated. And that was a very interesting one. So anyway, on a happier note, it is great weather this weekend. You should get out and enjoy our forest preserves while you're having a happy Valentine's Day. Thank you. And you guys should go next year.
Thank you, Mike. I'm sure everyone who can go signs up to go, and I appreciate those of you who took the time to attend, because it does take up quite a bit of days of a weekend. Next, we have I don't remember who had their lights on first. We'll go with Joe, finish with Mark.
Thanks again, Madam President. I'm glad that our executive director brought up the polar plunge, and I just want to tell a quick story. I had the opportunity to plunge with the police department a couple years ago, and they lined every single team up on the beach. And here I am with just my swimming trunks on. And that day was about 15 degrees. And we stood in line for at least 25 minutes. I don't think any of us could feel our feet. But I will tell you, it was quite a relief to actually plunge because it was actually warm. The water was warmer than what the outside was. But be prepared. After you get out of the water, there will be their press there waiting to interview you. So you not only have to plunge, but you have to give some words of wisdom for another 10 or 15 minutes. So hopefully this year it won't be as cold, and it really isn't as bad as what you think it is. So I would encourage everybody to maybe just give it a shot. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to Commissioner Revis.
Thank you. I just wanted to, I know a few months ago I brought up that in an effort, a transparency effort, that I think we should do some sort of state of the forest preserve address. So I'm just, again, stating that in the record. I'd like to see something like that. But further, I think that it would be beneficial to the public if our meetings and the video recordings from our meetings were added to YouTube. I think that would be the case, should be the case for both our committee meetings as well as our full board meetings. And I just think it would help increase transparency for the many decisions and things that we make here at the Forest Preserve. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And I do want to say that I have talked with Tracy about that, because we have the recordings, but they're not put anywhere. So we are working towards looking at getting that done at some point. It just takes a little time to get that set up. So thanks for that. And as far as transparency goes, I appreciate that comment, which is why we will be having presentations on the different reports and different departments, because honestly, a lot of people don't know much about the Forest Preserve, except for the fact that they get to go there and enjoy walking on trails or having a picnic, renting a pavilion and having a birthday party or something. So I think it's important for those presentations to be had here for the public that could hear it. And like I said, when we get these different recordings online, and then also for anybody who is attending. So thank you for that. Okay, next we move on by comments by President. I gave some comments. I will also let you know that yesterday, Operations Chair Dave Oxley and I met with staff to go over a conversation regarding our deer management. And we'll be bringing that forward to have a conversation, let you know what we've come up with in the future. And I don't have anything else to say except for thank you for all the hard work that you guys have done. Our staff, you guys do a great job, and mostly with a smile on your face. I appreciate that. So I'd like to get a motion to adjourn. Motion ballot, second Costa. All in favor? We stand adjourned. Thank you.